today. So I see that Kak Lilis like changed several our manage our organize our card. Um, for the first time, will I the performa every campaign or Kak Lilis want to explain about the change organization in the our board?
Okay, Ras, I think I'll take some minutes here to explain. I'm really sorry, I forget
Yeah.
the meeting. So, what changes do we have here? First, the background and why I changed it. I'll try to arrange it because we will collaborate with the BD team as a community acquisition, basically, for the squads. And I give more detail into the mission. Ross, can you go to the mission card?
Okay. Wait.
Left side, most left side. Okay, that's the chapter mission where we actually have some KPIs right now. Our mission is to inspire the light by maintaining the property partner transformation and also growth. So for the transformation part, it is transforming the property partners to be the next stage, or and also the partner turnover. That our KPI, and then for the growth, as the number of potential owners join us to as a long term partner, and then the number of leads coming from referral. So that's actually the KPI, and also that's the SLA. It's actually already discussed, I think, except the transformation, which I observe it's like 15 transformation per month. So about 10% of our population, perhaps we can achieve it. Let's try it first. Transformation like from the no alignment to transactional, from transactional to relationship, and etc. and etc. And the one who will manage this is actually, I think, later on. I'll explain later on. That's the first because we have two right now. So I includes the BD SLA here, which is the conversion from leads to from pitching to MOU sign. Okay, Ross, that's for the mission. So
Okay.
basically, it's because of the integration, and then for the
Kak Lilis,
yeah,
before it, I want to ask for Kak Tendi to be a secretary ya Kak.
Siap, bosku.
Okay.
okay, thank you. For the initiative, that's actually a topics that we can work on at least. Why I do that because we need to focus when working on something. So if you want to start a task or initiative, you need to cross check. Is it actually in our the initiative topic cross?
Oh, initiative.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. You need to check whether it is in our mission or not. I have made sure that all the topics that I list there is according to the mission. So that's how we keep focus on our activities in the card. And then no changes on the property partner journey. And Katendi already assigned actually for the initiative topic who will responsible for that. For the external and internal SLA, no big changes. I only tidy it up, and then also for the cards, I've moved some of the card that is not in a priority to pending. It is a personal card like Ross card. You have so many cards. Tendi's card, and then Asa's card, and also Felicia card. There's the card about personal, and there is also a card that is not directly related to community. I haven't moved it because I still negotiate with Felicia on what is the relevancy. And you can go to the right again. We will have later on BD team. Right, that's right. Okay. For example, Wayana, we will have their initiative here, and also Nadine, and later on pending, you can see on pending we have online canvassing. Yeah, that one you can open that. That will be our campaign also, but managed by ASA later on, but executed by BD and also marketing team. So that's the plan for the integration. Why we need the integration? Because we need more context on the previous and next funnel, which is very related between the engagement, conversion, and also transformation. So yeah, that's the plan and some changes that I have made. So for the cards, you need to focus basically on a certain card. Having too many card will not allow you to make a good progress. I see it from all of your cards. I can't see really good progress of all of the cards. So I decide to move it to pending or abandon or done if the card is actually not functional. Okay, so I think that's the changes. Back to Ross again.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis, to explain about the change and how what is the purpose. For the first, there's a question from maybe for Kak Tendi first.
From me, there is no question. It's clear. So let's make as our what's called consideration in the future. So okay, currently is Lilis taking care of that, but in the future, I hope we are self aware
Mm,
like that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you also for Lilis. So let's use this as a best practice. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Katendi. Yes, I hope that in the future I can find successors actually. And also one more thing, Ross. Can you click the green color in the chapter SLA review? Just click it. The green color. No, the green color.
Green color.
Green color. Itu label greennya kamu klik aja. Label greennya.
Okay.
Hmm. Label greennya. No.
Mm,
Go back. Klik aja label greennya. Ah,
this.
ya.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So you will have more visibility on what each card is actually. So for operational, for example, can you open the partner transformation updates from Cat Tendi's list? Yeah. From that, this is actually operational card, so it will stay in your card, Cat Tendi, and you will need to update it once in each month. Can you go below, Rush, in the activity? Yeah, I've put the example. For example, for May, you need to update like how many transformation we make for May, two partners transforming from no alignment to transactional, and then for the June, we have two partner transform from no alignment to transactional, 13 from the relationship. From transactional to align to relationship, and then relationship to legacy. So this is operational card. Can you go back to your list, Ross? I've put also for you for the welcoming program, for example. We integrate all list here. So you as the manager of this SLA, you can observe the progress
Mm,
easier. Other than you make your own card, then he makes his own card, Rafik, Hassan, etc. You can observe, okay, Asa still have three pendings. And then Tendi have two, Rafik have one. You can also tag them here, what's the friction, and etc. etc. So it gives you more visibility and also like the general friction, everyone can understand. That's basically for operational. So it depends. It can be updated like weekly or monthly, or for the chapter SLA review for ASAS card, for example. It is a monthly card also. So
mm,
the second one, chapter SLA review. Yeah. Okay, for this one, this is also the SLA. So internal, external SLA, and also mission SLA. ASA, you need to take care of that. Like at the end of the month, you need to check whether we achieve our SLA or not. Yeah. First, of course, you need to understand like all of the SLA. And this actually needs participation from all the SLA manager. Gitu ya. Yeah, actually, that's that, Ross, for the arrangement of the chapter. We need to prepare our house before we welcome a new person, actually. So that's the point. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, Kak Lilis, for to organize well our board and our tasks and also card. Uh, because this we will more aware next for the next to how to organize to see this related or not. Yep. Maybe this is from me. Is there any question from from
I would,
Serging?
I would like to just recognize Lilith for actually the core value of helping others help themselves. So by creating, I think, a stronger framework here and a structure, and taking action, being the hero to do that, I think we've created a really good space to allow for innovation and creativity to happen. So that part is good. Um, the one comment I would say is on Lilith's part. How will you know when people have actually understood the new format, and how will you kind of bring people, because this is a pretty sudden change in some ways. What is going to be your process to understand if people are understanding, and if people are ready to be your successor?
Actually, for understanding like all of them, it's actually only arrangements or like for the cards, but for the implementation itself, I think I need one more session to really give details. Or later on, after I like explain the details, we can make a guidelines paper to help everybody or new people right later on that comes to community to basically understand the structure. But
Hmm.
to find successors, it needs process based on the observation on how
Excellent.
they execute it. Like
Okay.
for example, without assistant, do they actually understand? And yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I think that's the observation that I can do.
Okay, perfect. I'll add one more thing to what Lilith just said. I think that's great. So creating guidelines and actually getting everybody to understand that the ideas are still there. It's just that the arrangements are just improved a bit, I think.
Yeah.
One of the things I'd like to just emphasize is never underestimate the power of culture for actually the speed and the accuracy of actually implementing a best practice everywhere. So think of it this way: if four people are following best practices, right? One person isn't, then that person will eventually be converted over and follow what the other four people are doing. No matter what, no matter if they're new, no matter if they're senior, but that transition will happen because of cultural momentum. But imagine the opposite, right? Imagine if four people are not following the best practice and one person is, then pretty soon that person who is following best practice will also feel a little bit out of place. Guidelines are good, but I've noticed that a lot of people who come to Bukit Vista, they kind of learn from watching what people around them do. So it is important, I think, also to make sure this transition in culture happens, and everyone here can be part of that. Actually, can be part of our innovative culture by learning, understanding, and being that recipient of Lilith's good help here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Serging. Uh, Thank you, Kak Lilis, to help others to help themselves, and we will start to see the updates every campaign and also every tax. Yeah. Okay, from Bukit Vista Sea Talks. Yesterday, ASA already give updates. So for the updates in total, we've done 163 outreach. And on June, already outreach 43 CEs. And this is the response and also three process to MOU. And the plan to conduct the BVC talk with Jogging Living on this Thursday, July 15, and still under confirmation, ya, Asa. And also has finished PowerPoint preparation with Jogging Living. Yeah, no updates from Rintokil, Indonesia. This is the friction. And for the actionable plan is follow up Jogging Living and Rentokil Indonesia by Iron, and regularly coordinate with HR PR team for the BPC talk collaboration. Yeah, I just want to add that partnership packs have been already done by Kak Nadia, and also the content already done by Kak Nadia and me. Uh, Wait, I want to ask for your input, guys. Sorry, Kak Lilis, I check for the pending because this is the partnership page. If you guys already agree for this partnership pack, we can soon to launch this pack. Yeah. Do you guys have any feedbacks for this pack from Asa?
I think I am kind of agree with what Mr. Ching has actually mentioned in your card Rose, regarding the issues on the introduction as well as the grammar for this content, because we will publish this to public and then we need to make sure whether this is already appropriate or not, so that people can see it appropriately as well. So yeah, maybe we can have another sub discussion regarding to this.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you, Asa. And any updates from you, Asa, for the BVC talks? Other updates?
Actually, no. Just to make sure that we will still have our original C talk, which will be conducted on this Thursday, and the updates regarding the CE talk with collaboration with PR and HR will be delivered in the Trello attachment card above, which I have mentioned in my card as well. So yeah, maybe that's for me.
Okay. Thank you, Asa, for the updates. Is there any feedback from us for Asa for this campaign? Okay. Oh, yeah, Serging.
Okay, Lilis, we had just spoke about this actually at the previous sync up with marketing about this transition of moving the CE talk to PR. So maybe this is a good point to pick up that sub discussion. All right, just can we scroll up a little bit, Ross, or whoever has control of the screen? I'd just like to take a look at what the objective is of this particular program. If we can keep on scrolling up, Ross, to the
So
top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we are looking to get transformation and then advocacy. Okay. So the end output of this particular program is to get more community partners through community experts, right? So somebody who is working, let's say, with a, I don't know, working with a, architect, and then we ask the architect, do you have any clients that would be happy to use Bukit Vista services, right? Something like that. Okay. Ultimately, I think this is a little bit, the output is kind of fuzzy, or not fuzzy. Who should be managing output is a little funny, right? Because that ultimately is actually adds into the community again, right? So we're actually delivering another property partner. So then PR, I haven't really, PR is a guild at the moment, everyone. So PR is just kind of like a loose group of people who work together generally on perfecting two things, right? One is raising awareness and outreach. So like what you're doing for CE Talk, right? So that's part one. Part two is developing relationships with people outside the company, right? Public relations. So then I guess I don't know. The sort of thing we need to think about is these relationships. Do they actually belong to community, or they actually belong to PR? Right? Who's going to be the owner of that relationship? And you know what is the scope? So we have usually guests, partners, employees. Generally, PR has been in charge of maintaining relationships with employee-related partnerships, right? So there could be universities, co-hosts for student clubs, you know, such and such, right? But if PR scope gets bigger, then its scope could start going into partnerships and guests as well, which is one of my visions actually for PR, because PR, what I've realized is I have no trouble hiring for PR, right? It seems like everybody wants to apply for a PR job. So there is an abundance of interest in candidates into now and into the future for this particular group. So what I mean is basically if you want to move more work to PR long-term wise, I think that makes sense, right? And I think it might make sense to shift that. But I'm also, it requires a little bit of an SLA kind of coordination here. Do we have time, Lilith, do you think, to talk about it in depth right now, or should that be a separate sub discussion?
Sir, actually, I think this initiative is began from marketing, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so first. Yeah, at the very beginning.
Correct.
Yeah.
because the output is actually leads, so it should be digital marketing, but through, I'm not sure whether I can call it digital marketing or
Yep,
not, but
yep, yep.
thinking digital marketing. I mean, if PR is not ready, then perhaps the owner should be from marketing.
Yeah, that could be it actually for the time being. So I agree. I agree. We can ultimately it's two things, and okay, there's two skill sets right here, and we just need to figure out which one it belongs to, right? So it's creating the outreach and maintaining relationships. So is that marketing or PR?
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Generally, I think PR is more
That's
maintaining
really PR.
relationships, right? Hey, happy birthday, we noticed that this, and they're always like thinking about the timing in terms of what
Yep.
the partner's relationship is. So, marketing for the time being right now is just processing, processing, processing.
Yep. Yep.
Vidi, you saw that thing that
Right.
Zaki mentioned earlier, right? And what Zaki mentioned earlier is more about marketing, but also nurturing relationships as well. So, I guess at leadership level, maybe Liz, we need to discuss what is the domain of what can be done in PR and what is the domain of what can be done in marketing. Right now, we're just shifting work to wherever there's resource. Right now, marketing
Yep.
has more resource, so I think it might be best to let's say
Yeah.
try to shift it there. But long term wise, I think PR does make good sense.
PR. Okay. So basically, I think from the community, since this activity is not related to partner transformation or the property, the community acquisition is still like too far away from journey. So, if you agree, I would like to execute this only for July, as I also speak with Asa because we have some clients for July speaker.
Okay.
And we'll start working on this until August because no real effect that we can see it like right now.
I
So
see.
perhaps if we have a good personal like in the next months, perhaps in the future, then we can activate this as long as we have the best practice. Actually,
Okay.
if there is PR interns, it will be well executed. I think, sir.
Okay.
As long as we have the guidelines paper.
Let's do this. I will agree conditional upon you can find a successor to this program, right? So it needs to have somebody to be the PIC, and whether that PIC belongs to a different chapter or within this chapter, I think I'm okay with that. But I do agree that this particular objective is more a marketing objective than a community
Yeah.
objective, but it does borrow community building skills. So that's why it's here, right? So it belongs to the community building skill set. Actually, then that's right. It actually belongs in the chapter. It belongs in the chapter, but it doesn't belong in the mission of the chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I think community building it can be not only in the community
That's
itself.
what I'm
I
thinking.
mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
yeah,
That's
right.
correct. Yeah.
HR also have community, which is the employee, right?
Correct, correct.
So
Yeah.
community building is everybody.
You're right. You're right. This is where we need to distinguish between three things, right? One is where we have the people. Second is where we have the skills, and third is where we have the mission. So right now, sometimes we have no people. We have the skill, but the mission isn't correct. So there's an incompatible sort of hookup, right? Sometimes it's I think it really relates to video. I think we talked about this at leadership level. It was load balancing. So how do we balance the resource with actually the work that needs to be done? Okay, for this one, let's just do this. Let's reach a decision then, Lilith. So I think this can be evolved and moved to a different chapter or to a different group as long as we have a PIC. And let's set that up for, let's say, the 1st of August, okay? And once that's
Yeah.
done, I think we can free up some time. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, thank you, Sir Jing and Kak Lilis. This is so good to check this related to our community mission or not, like that. And yeah, we continue to next campaign, yeah, property quality control. This from Kak Tendi. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Ross. Yeah, so my update is for last week. I focusing for the creating the system, but using the PIM as a reference. So I create a Google form, but using the scoring, and then also we can put the notes on the Google form. So it will be easier for us to do the online inspection. So I think also Asa have one new property that need welcoming. You can also use this as a practice like that. And then if you want to see, I had put also the for the to see the real time what's called condition. You can also doing the video call with the staff, and then you can screenshot it. I also attach the video when I'm doing that. And then also for the inspection form, and then also the storage I had attached on the description. And then for the friction is the quality of camera. Sometimes the quality is not good, so we can see the real condition. But my potential solution is retake the photo using the flash. So because the flash make it the quality of picture is more clear like that. And then for the actionable plan is opportunity actually for this PPKM, because it's
Yeah.
extended until 17 August if I'm not wrong. And then most of the property owner, they also what's called cannot go outside, so they are mostly on their property, so we can do the inspection by the owner or the on-site staff. And then also I need one of each partner manager implement this practice, so we can evaluate what it's need to improve, and then what is can be the good next practice. And then also the second one is I will create the better report for the owner and the victim to make easier understand the condition and what we need to improve. So because currently the result is in the Google form, but I had adopt some what's called report from the PIM, property inspection manager, to make the report more like reportable lah, easy to understand, and then also clear like that. I also attached the picture in the above. If you want to see, you can just see it on my card like that. Is there any question?
Yeah, Tendi, quick
Okay.
one. How do you know
Yes,
that the
sir.
PPKM is extended till August 17th?
From the news, sir.
Post the news on the card so we can see it.
Yeah, yeah. I saw on Facebook, but let me try find.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Kak Tendi. I think this is a good way. We have new way to do property inspection online. Yeah. So it can save our energy and also our time. My question is, we just do online video call aja ya Kak? Not how about Google Form that we talked before? What is the function of Google Form?
Okay, so for the Google Form is the function is for the assessment as Ross. So when we do the video call, we can ask the owner or staff to uh, to to shoot the, for example, the toilet, and then we can
Hmm.
screenshot it there, and then we use the Google Form for the assessment. How is the quality? Is it clean and not clean or something? So, and then also that will be pop up the score automatically, the total score is
Hmm.
100. So the quality standard is 80. So if the if the quality is under 80, then we need to more taking care of the property. But if 80 or above, we can just give some recommendation to.
Okay, thank you, Kak Tendi.
Yeah.
Last question from me. So the property quality standard will do by Kak Tendi aja or every area manager?
Okay, so it will be great if it's partner manager, Ross. So its partner manager also can understand the condition of their part of their owner property like that.
Okay, thank you, Kak Tendi. Yes, Vidi, maybe you have feedbacks.
Yep. Quick question for Katendi. How do we make sure when we migrate this offline inspection to online inspection that the data that we receive is not lost?
Not lost.
Like there are details that maybe because previously you have like a good insights on when you come to the property directly, you have like insights getting, oh, you see this that is different from reality.
Yeah.
When moving to online, how do we make sure that the details such as that kind of insights are not lost in the process?
Okay, so that's why I'm using the video call, VD. That's actually to minimize the lost data. So
Mhm.
because for example, like okay, I'm doing the inspection in for Jogja property. Of course, I cannot go there. I cannot smell it there.
Yep.
But I ask the staff. Okay, so do you smell something? Is there any construction? If noise or something? So in the video call, it will it I we can be asking more details like that.
I see. And also the based on the video call is always recorded ya kak ya.
Uh, if for the property collector, it should be recorded, but please as best practice, try it first because when I'm doing it, the sound
Yeah,
is
a crash the sound.
yeah.
But yeah, so you do video call and then you record, and then in the reporting, like how does this report, for example, if it's in the Google form, maybe there are already sets of questions, yeah,
Yeah.
predetermined question. How do we know that there are the question is enough? Like if we're asking the right question
On the video call.
in the Google form, for example, for the evaluation, how do we know right now that we're asking the correct questions?
As per practice, that's on the Google form. All the indicator is what's called represent the room, represent the bathroom, and then that's also mostly the amenities that the guest complaining as well, like
Okay,
that.
so it's
So
based on
best
review.
practice like that.
So maybe
Yeah,
if there are already questions and then there are negative review, we can
yeah,
update the questions. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's actually a good
yeah. Like
mechanism.
the noise, I put
Uh,
the noise because of there's a review from the
yes,
noise, so I put that.
yeah. Then I was about to ask the same, almost the same thing as Mr. Jing. So we do have the best the guideline paper for this particular operations, Kak?
Yes, I had created the template for a property checklist. There
Mm-hmm.
are checklists as well on there.
I see. Okay, so maybe
Yeah, on
like
the description.
if I'm a new intern in community
Yeah.
and then you give this guideline paper, I can just do it without any help anymore from the mentor, or there are still information that I still have to get.
I had also created the best practice for that, so I think the new intern can follow with that.
Okay.
The best.
Yep. We just have to make sure that the process that we do, even
Yeah.
though we try to make it online, the information is not lost, and then like how to represent the data and so on and so forth. But all good.
Yes.
I will check on the data in more detail. Thank you, Kak.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Vidi, for the question. Kak
Asa,
Lilis.
Asa, Ross, sorry. Actually, I would like to follow up to VD's just now. I think we agreed yesterday. I'm not sure. I think last week in BI that we would not call it as best practice because
Yes.
yeah,
Guideline
best
paper.
practice is the best, right? Something best is not need to improve. So we agree that we'll call it guidelines paper or something.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's actually findings from Vera, the
Yes,
intern.
Vera Chua.
Yeah, Vera.
And it will
And
be announced tomorrow in the
yeah,
all hands.
tomorrow in all hands by VD.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Let's call it as guidelines. Yeah, guys.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis. For the yes, sir.
I want to applaud what just happened there, especially what Vidya and Lilith just did. I saw that was really good. So what we've done is we've realized actually our mission, right? That we need to innovate in hospitality to actually positively transform and delight guests. So I think this idea is actually really, really key. I think with the guidance of BI, looking, let's say, and modifying, and keeping this in perspective, Tendi, a lot of the how would I say, a lot of the practices that we have right now, they have a sub paper, right? There's an organizing paper showing the evolution of, let's say, a guideline, right? So I think this practice can maybe be applied to how you make guidelines as well. So every time you make a guideline, just think of it as, okay, this is the guideline for, let's say, this month, but there is a possibility that will improve and get better over time. So the things that you mentioned just earlier, like the smell or other things, the way you can format it maybe is creating a checklist based on the top complaints that you're hearing, based on the reviews. I think you just discussed that with Vidi. And then keep on looking for things that, like, let's say, guests are likely to complain about, and make sure we check those things, right? Using a video call. Like there's spots on the sheet. Okay, so can you roll your video over the sheet and let me take a look at it, right? Flip it over, let's check the undersheet, things like that, so that you can almost simulate experience. If you do it well enough, that could actually be a property introduction video, I'm thinking, attendee, right? If it's recorded in high quality, it can just be, you send it to a guest and the guest can see this place is already proof that it's all ready to go. So I think yeah, that's very good discussion also, and I want to compliment the way that discussion was led.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jing and Kak Tendi, also Kak Vidi and Kak Lilis. So we check our guest review and also recheck, cross-check to our partners, yeah. But there is maybe feedback from me. So from my conversation with several partners that they said don't only just see the guest review, because there is unsuitable review too. So yeah, make sure our cross-check is good for partners, and also confirmation the guest review. Yeah, this is from me. And also for the social media engagement, yeah, please, Felisa.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So for the social media campaign, for the latest update is our engagement actually decreased by 1% for last week, and I was trying to find like what caused that, and turns out our members, our active members, kept declining since last month. Like when I first started, like in June, we have like 51 active members on our Facebook, and then each week it decreases and decreases, and then last week we only have like 22 active members on Facebook. And I don't know if how to like measure this, but like we have like I tried to give broadcast through WA group, WhatsApp group, and from that the views actually increased a bit faster, and I was able to gain like 10 views after only like less than 1 hour. So I guess if we want to like get the members of Facebook group community active, we can try sending out these broadcasts in the future, like keep implementing that. And then I also synchronized post schedule with Facebook page team, because we don't want our contents to get like wasted, and it would be like, so it doesn't just get shared with our partners but also with our Facebook page. And then for the frictions, yeah, as I stated before, our active members kept declining. And for the action plan, I will continue broadcast posts through WhatsApp group, and then I will continue creating bilingual posts, because turns out it's necessary, because we have foreign speakers in our Facebook group community. So yeah, that's all from me. Back to you, Rose.
Yeah, thank you, Felisa, for the updates. Maybe I want to answer a surging question about the FB performance, yeah, FB post performance. So most of our partners through PSS result is satisfied with the FB content, but it based on give rating, not give feedback with the words, like kayak give comment gitu loh tentang FB content. So just based on the rating, yeah, this is from our for our FB content. My question is, should I ask them again what makes them satisfied for our FB content, Felisa?
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, we could do that. But at first, I'd like to know, like, do they give us like high ratings because they don't know what we do there, or because like they're actually like interested with our posts? Like, because sometimes we're like, oh, I don't know what this is, but we don't want to give like bad ratings, so we just like give 5 stars.
Okay, yeah, I think it's just based on rating ya. I don't know, it's just give rating kayak ya udah kasih rating gitu aja. I don't know, but and I didn't like dig deep
Yeah.
what make them satisfy and give the high rating. Maybe I will if every partner area manager have contact with our partner, please ask about the FB content, yeah, guys.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, there's question from Sanjing?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
let me speak on that a little bit, Felicia. So I did see the Ross. Just go ahead and post the screenshot. I think that would be actually maybe the best way to see it. They gave low ratings on other things, Felicia, right? Like let's say guest occupancy and some of these other factors that we asked them about hosting. I think the only thing they gave uniformly low was guest occupancy, right? Other things they were pretty. So in the context of the other questions, I don't think they were particularly like trying to be nice, right? But it could also be they just don't have expectations of what great is supposed to be, right? So if they see, let's say, activity and some nice pictures, and they go, "Oh, that's I had no expectations for that at all," right? So I think we need to also understand that. I would correct Ross in this particular dimension. I don't think the point of a good survey is actually we learn from the survey, right? And then what is the point of a survey if we delegate back to particular managers to ask about it? So perhaps in the survey we can ask follow-up questions like, what is your expectations of what you should learn in the Facebook group, and we can guide those too as well. We can say, do you expect to learn new practices? Do you expect to connect with other community members to collaborate on ideas and such and such? And if we put those instead of like, how do you feel about like this Facebook group? Then I think that will be a little bit better. Think about Ross, Felicia. You guys all fill out employee engagement surveys, right? We never ask just what do you feel about this program, right? Because if we just ask that, people will be like, I don't know, what am I supposed to expect from this program? We always ask, okay, does this program help you do this? Does this program help you do that? Does it implement, inspire delight? So that way, there's a more strong correlation between what the expectation of the program is and whether or not it's fulfilling that. So I think as part of the survey yourself, you're going to have to understand what is the correct expectation. Some things are probably already built in. Guest occupancy, obviously, the higher the better. You don't need to. What do you expect for guest occupancy? Or maybe that's not a bad question to ask. What is the expectation of guest occupancy, considering that there's PPKM going on, and then they could measure their response in a more careful way. So I think that requires this evolution on that survey, Ross, to get more useful answers from the partners.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I will for this July and next 3 months. I will start to do the PSS too. Yeah, I think we can continue for. Oh, sorry. Maybe for my campaign first. Yeah. Related to the social media engagement to ask to understand what their expectation. I will collaborate to Felisa for this question nanti for this topic. Okay, so last update from me is so this is the result PSS result summary. Most of our partners satisfied with revenue management, property quality control, and also Facebook group content posts, online hosting and reservation, and overall. Tadi aku salah kayaknya Kak Tem di ngitungnya yang online hosting, ternyata kebalik. Oke, for the apa namanya? Feedback from partner ini bukan not based on rating but based on their comment, their feedbacks kayak dalam bentuk kata-kata. They complain about waste occupancy, so most of them didn't unsatisfied with the guest occupancy. Yeah, you can say that not satisfied is 67%, and wait, for the average of rating, I think yang paling rendah itu masih property quality control sih, 30.7 dibanding yang lainnya. Before we didn't add guest occupancy topic to our survey. But the next, I want to add this guest occupancy. And then this is my actionable plan. I want to make 2 ways to get feedbacks with a minimum sample target of 50% of the total number of partners. First is survey, and second is interview. Why I choose these 2 ways? Because not all our partners want to do interview because they have maybe several of them busy, but uh, still there several partners want to do interview. So I make like 40% to do survey with 40% of total number of partners, and interview to 10%. And about get referral from this campaign, efforts will be made through interviews with partners who are satisfied with BV service. So when I do interview with partners who satisfy, I will ask about, do you have friends like need management property help like that? And I already do pairing with Kak Tendi that, yeah, this is like passive to get referral, because we cannot force them to give us referral, but yeah, I still learn to how to get referral. Yeah, this from me. Is there any question from you guys? Maybe from Kak Lilis first.
Do I look like want to have a questions? No,
Maybe
actually,
feedback, Kak.
I'm thinking of what's the question points for the guest occupancy?
The like apa ya, bentar. So
Yeah, I mean because
strategi Kak. So they please make new strategy, please make creative strategy to get guests like that from partners, several of our partners.
no, I mean the questions from you.
Oh, the question from me. About guest occupancy, maybe yeah, I just want to ask about their satisfaction about guest
Enggak,
occupancy
pertanyaan yang
performance.
kamu kasih ke owner tuh apa tentang guest occupancy?
I didn't ask the
Yeah,
question.
just see the questions because you assess that the guest occupancy performance is low, then you must have the questions that you give to the partner, right?
No, it is from feedback. Jadi, bentar ya. From the survey,
Mm-hmm.
they give feedbacks dalam bentuk kalimat gitu, not rating. So they mention
I
about guest
see.
occupancy. Yeah, like
So the
that.
questions should be any feedback, something like that.
Yeah, from the feedback line. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that you're questioning about what's your occupancy right now. It's actually not really. I mean, yeah, that's important questions, but we can see the rates actually in our data, right? In our internal data. So it mainly you summarize that some of owner give us feedback about guest occupancy. Is that correct?
Yes, Kak. I mean like that.
Can you go back to the summary just right now? Yang screenshot the photos, the screenshot.
Yang ini.
Yeah, that one. Um, overall, so it's just a note. It's not a point of questions, right?
Yeah, it's not the point of our question, but from the
But
feedbacks.
why then you can get the percentage of that? Because
Uh,
you're not questioning every person. So why did you can classify? Why can you classify it like into percentage?
because they mention about guest occupancy when they give feedbacks. So there is 24 partners mention about guest occupancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just add that like this is only high frequency apa ya, frekuensi yang tinggi yang di komplain, yang tidak
Okay.
puas.
All right. Okay then. So yeah, if it is from feedback like open questions, yeah, That makes sense actually. I thought that you're questioning, hey, what's your
No,
occupancy? So
no, 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 Kak.
okay, then yeah, it's clarified. So then revenue management, property quality control, satisfied. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, this is the general. Yeah. So you just summarize it, but do you have plan on how is the communication between each of the beefy product or service delivery?
Product. Oh, about product delivery.
Nah, maksudnya, for example, revenue management get the lowest
Oh,
satisfaction percentage, right? Have you communicate like to the BI team on like how to improve it? Like you need to give a specific suggestion based on the partner feedback. Hey, revenue
mm,
management team, I'm not satisfied. Then what? Something like that.
yeah. From I already do it when I
Oh,
run this campaign. Ini
okay.
maksudnya Kak.
That's the detail
Ya,
yang itu kan?
ya, yang mention every chapter to deliver their feedbacks. Yeah, like that from
Okay,
BI.
that's clear. Thank you, Ross.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any question or feedbacks? Yeah, from yeah, Coffee D.
This is a random question, right? For now, do we know what? Okay, this is the average rating, right? Do we know whether that number is good or bad?
Yang mana kok?
Yeah,
Yang
any number like what number are we looking for? Is it like above 4 or above? Let's say in rating, guess rating, we want above 4.8, something like that, right? But then in terms of partner, what number are we looking for? Is there a discussion on that already?
uh,
No discussion, I
like,
think, but Ross clearly said that Ross needs for above.
For
For
above, yeah. So that's
yeah,
the
because
SLA
it's
for each of
satisfied.
the component, yeah.
You
yeah,
classify it as a satisfied,
Okay.
right? Okay, for
Satisfied is 4 and above, yeah. Okay, and then
yeah,
this is done like every 3 months, yeah.
yeah,
Quarterly, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so okay, interesting. So this is already June, right? Is there already a new result? Like when is it going to be done? So that we can see like the because this is January to March, right?
Yeah, this is for January
Yes.
to March.
And then there's already April until June. Do we know that we're doing better or something like that? When will it be executed? Is it already
Um,
distributed again?
no, no, Coffee D masih belum dimulai. We
I
will
see.
start this month sih.
Oh, start this month, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
actually
Yeah.
interesting questions from VD. I'm thinking of when I'm actually an owner, and then my partner is keep sending me a link to give a survey, then I think I'll feel I'm not really sure how I can feel. I mean, if it is sent like regularly gitu, like 3 months, every 3 months, or I'm not sure about the frequency. Is it good enough for the partner? Or should we do it like 6 months? Because the actionables is actually not really easy. It needs time to execute to give better performance. So that's what point I would like you to find actually, Rosh. Like, do we really need to do this like for a long time? I said to you, you already executed like 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. Would you like to stop it, or would you like to continue it, or any kind of actionables? So that's actually my concern. If we keep bothering the partner with any kind of question, but we don't really have a good execution or significant improvement on their feedback, basically.
Okay.
Lilis.
Yeah, Kak Randy.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I think this is the second version actually. So the first version is we asking like every month, right? But when I meet the partner, I asking, hey, did you like feel good if we sending the survey every month? They say like, no, I think because there is not big improvement like if every month like that. So maybe you can do like a 3 or 6 month like that, and then on the second version we do every third month like that. And so we do the performance first in the 3 month, for example like January, March, February. Then we collect the survey on April until now, and then on July we can collect the performance of April, and then until June like that. So this month is actually need to roll out for the performance until June like that. So from that, I think I can also collect data about the every 3 months because we need to know the what partner feel like that for that. Yeah. So if in the 6 month, I think for the time for the feedback for the 6 month, I think too long for I think too long because uh, they might be forget our performance on the February on the first on second month like that, but the third month I think it's still remembering like that. Yeah, back to Ladies and Ross.
Yes, sir.
Okay, quick one. I might have, yeah, okay. Sorry we're time up, but I have an inspiration for you guys. So in employee funnel, we have basically this thing called employee transformation service, right? Which is essentially programs like how we conduct an all hands, how we conduct meetings, rotational leadership, all the little bits and pieces that build up Bukit Vista culture. So when we do the employee engagement survey, we just ask questions about these particular services, right? That is being circulated throughout the rest of the employee community. How do you feel about the way that meetings were being held? How do you feel about, so we examine only a few ETSs every employee engagement survey, right? To see what that's like. I think you guys here can apply a very similar system. So you have services that are meant to transform partners. Okay, so you have revenue management services will transport a partner's transactional side. You have maybe relationship building services that will get the partner more connected with other partners, right? You have legacy building services that will essentially create legacies for partners. And then every survey you ask is, do you feel, what is your participation in this? How well is the service actually working for you? Is it helping you actually connect? Then you get much more precise feedback, and then you know what to actually change so that that service continues to actually transform partners. Lewis, that's something maybe we can have a sub discussion about because I feel like it's a problem we've solved already in the employee side, but maybe haven't really solved yet on this side. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, thank you everyone. We time's up. Yeah,